NSCoder Chicago.
Welcome to
NSCoder Chicago.
Welcome to
NSCoder Chicago. NSCoder Chicago.
Welcome to
Thanks for joining us for the 14th episode of the NSCoder Chicago podcast. As usual, we'll be discussing iOS development, career, and technology in general, and we really can't help but talk about AI in this day and age. Look for the NSCoder Chicago podcast wherever you get your favorite podcasts, and feel free to participate in the discussion by commenting in our YouTube comments, or joining us at the NSCoder Chicago meetup. My name is David.
And my name's Sean. NSCoder Chicago is a monthly meetup. We get together on the last Tuesday of every month. Details are available at our website, nscoder-chicago.com, or look for us on meetup.com.
Hope to see you there. So recently, Apple released Xcode version 26.3, and the headliner for this release, this update, is that it includes, it's been updated for agentic coding. Basically, vibe coding, AI coding, but the latest and greatest version of it. And this was a little bit interesting and confusing for me because I was watching videos of it on YouTube, and I was seeing clips of it here and there in different news articles. And it looked like exactly what I've already been doing with Xcode for the past few months. They have, for a while now, had AI coding integrated with the Xcode IDE. You can sign into your ChatGPT, or you can use a free version, I believe, and basically have a conversation with AI as you develop. That AI can see what you're working on, either the file that you're in, or I believe even more than that, and then make recommendations for things for you to do. It can actually add code to the projects too. And so pretty much what you're doing is coding with AI. The AI is adding code, you review that code, and it's all baked into Xcode. And so there's been this new update recently that has been showing off how to do this exactly. And I'm like, this looks like exactly what I've been doing. What's the news here? I didn't realize that agentic coding, or these agentic AI models, are a little bit different from the normal AI models that we've been working with. And so the real difference between them is that agentic AI coding models have been made specifically for developing software projects. Oftentimes when you are having a conversation with AI about a project that you're working on, there's a lot of back and forth, and you're asking it about maybe a specific architecture or specific functions, maybe a specific framework, and it can help you with that immediate problem that you're having a conversation about. But oftentimes, if you want to do something a little bit bigger than that, zoom out a bit higher level, let's say it's a screen with a few features on it, that's when things will start to get tricky with the AI models. They might do an okay job, but very often they'll do a terrible job. Sean recently experienced this when he tried to one-shot the contacts app that he's working on. And of course it didn't go great because most of these AI models in their initial form were not made to really excel in software development or actually working on software projects. So these agentic AI models, these were actually made to be your software developer that you work with, not just someone you can talk to for information, but someone who will actually make meaningful contributions to your software projects. And so where before you had to have a lot of back and forth and be a bit granular about the code that you wanted from the AI, these agentic AI models allow you to take a step back and do exactly what Sean might have wanted to do, which was basically do a whole bunch of features in one shot. And that doesn't mean it's going to be perfect at that right now. And as good as it is today, it's going to continue getting better, of course. But it's a lot better than where it was before. So what we're seeing is the progression of that one-shot prompt, I guess, and these AI model capabilities. And so people have been using these agentic AI models in different ways. The most popular way to use it was through CLI. I think Claude had their own kind of software for using it, and then they even came up with a more intuitive version, which they made using the same agentic AI models. And so Xcode and Apple are taking a stab at least giving you access to agentic AI models. And so where normally you would use just like the normal ChatGPT, like GPT, I don't know, 5.2 right now, now you can actually plug in OpenAI's agentic coding model, which is different from that normal AI model, and get the full power of an AI model that was meant to be a great programmer too. And so that's the difference. It was a bit hard for me to kind of understand what was going on there at first because it all looked the same. It really does look the same when you're looking at screenshots and hearing the language. At the end of the day, you're getting AI to code for you. But agentic is the key word there. These things are doing a lot more work than they used to be able to do. And so that's been a recent update with Xcode. And I think you've gotten some experience with that recently, Sean.
Yeah. And like you, I was confused because I looked at the screenshots, I looked at YouTube videos, and I guess I missed a setup step because to me, I installed the Xcode 26.3 release and it was the same little chat interface, and I said, make some software. and it was not good.
Yeah, it's probably accessing those old models still.
Yeah, so this was my journey when even the press release and the video that Apple released are unclear. They throw out these buzzwords. They say it supports Codex from OpenAI and it supports the Claude agent. And on the Claude side, I've only ever known their agent.
Yeah.
Like you said, the command line interface, if you install Claude as a app in your terminal, that's how I built the first 2/3 of my contacts app. Previous listeners can find that.
Yeah.
Or link back to that GitHub repo.
And I'm sure that was a way better experience than your first AI experience in Xcode because it was working with that agentic AI model.
Exactly, yeah. And so I didn't realize the difference until after the fact that, when you've got an agentic model like the Claude agent, you can work with it to machine generate very complicated things. So I said, here's what I want to do, make a project plan. Okay, it made a project plan. I said, check the project plan, double check the project plan, and it goes over it. Then okay, now start working on phase 1, break it up into iterative chunks. And all of this is through text. This is me talking to the agent.
Right.
And along the way, the agent can edit text documents. It can run commands. If you give it, it'll say, is this okay? But if you say yes, or if you're not paying attention, it can delete everything. It can it can download stuff. It can access the internet. It can run any command.
It's pretty dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for listeners, when you hear the word agentic or agent, the idea that you should be taking away is that these models have a little more agency. They have the agency to do more things.
It's in the name.
Exactly. And so, in the spirit of doing more things, they can also do things that might be a little bit dangerous. You might want to be a little bit careful about.
Yeah.
But you really want to pay attention when they're offering things to do because they might step a little bit beyond what you're expecting.
Yeah.
Or not, but you just got to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I mean, see also our previous episode from 2 weeks ago about OpenClaw, ClaudeBot, Maltbot, all that.
Oh yeah, which has also been an interesting development. OpenAI bought them out.
He's got a new job at OpenAI.
Yeah,
Peter something.
But he's they're going to keep it open source, which is nice. But it's
and who knows? Yeah, who knows what he's going to do at OpenAI? He might build a whole nother thing. Who knows?
Yeah. apparently Meta wanted to buy it out too. No surprise there.
Oh wow.
And they were offering a lot more money. No surprise there too. Or this is what I heard through some random YouTube videos, you know. But apparently
we should all be so lucky to turn down Meta's money.
I know, right?
That'd be nice. I'd love to do that one day.
Lucky for him, he's already retired. He's accomplished what he wants to or has needed to have that his own agency, right?
he's living the agentic dream. He can do
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, the reason why he ended up selling to OpenAI, based on what I've heard, is that they just were so much better to work with.
Yeah.
I think Anthropic was also interested, you know, the people behind Claude.
Yeah.
He was approached from Anthropic with lawyers first, you know.
Yeah.
And you contrast that to OpenAI, where he's actually got Sam Altman's number in his phone personally, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a totally different feeling, you know.
Yeah.
And he just liked how things felt with OpenAI a little bit more, which is surprising. But I mean, if you're looking at lawyers or Meta or OpenAI, I guess your options are pretty limited.
Yeah, who is going to give you a big cash payday? There's only so many so many companies
right
in the AI space.
And which one do you get the most social approval from, maybe?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is just another reason why I will never be fantastically wealthy, because I wouldn't have built Claudebot and I wouldn't have talked to those people. So I'll continue to be poor here in Chicago.
Props to them for keeping it open source, though. I'm sure there's plenty of temptation to make it closed source.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I mean, the future will tell. We'll see. But I don't know if he's going to do something else at OpenAI. His blog post, the way I read it, it seemed like he was sort of abandoning OpenClaw in favor of something else.
Yeah, my secondhand news absorption tells me that he is stepping away from OpenClaw, and OpenAI will support that as a foundation, I guess, meaning that they're going to build on top of it and use it to kind of guide future development. But he is interested in making a new version of OpenClaw, basically, that is so simple that someone like his mother or grandmother can use it, with consideration for the dangers behind it too, with more consideration.
Yeah, maybe
for the dangers.
Maybe with a better security model as well. That would
exactly.
That would be great. So I'm getting ahead of myself in my story, but as I was working with these agents that are integrated into Xcode, I'd say, okay, now we're on to phase 4. Please do this. It's like talking to your worst teammate at work. Like, I need you to do this. Please do that. Don't do this. Do this. And it's like, all right, boss. And then it goes off and it like does it wrong or something. But
I'm curious. Why do you say your worst teammate?
Well, just because it's like, these are machines. They're statistical models. They don't
it's got no spirit.
Learn. Well, but it doesn't. It has no true motivation. It doesn't learn. It doesn't demonstrate true adaptation and agency.
I see. Okay.
But my point was, I was bored, so I was like reading some articles from a reading list while it's chugging away on the background, and I was like, if I could just, I don't want OpenClaw for like the plugins or any of the local model stuff. I would just like to be able to like walk around and talk to it on my phone.
Yeah.
Like a phone interface for Xcode running on my computer.
Oh,
that would be
totally
nice. That
possible.
alone would be very valuable.
Yeah, very possible today, I think. I believe some people are basically interfacing with it purely through things like Telegram and text messages, iMessage.
Oh yeah, but that's OpenClaw. I'm not going to install.
Oh,
OpenClaw
I see.
Because I don't want. All I want is the text message interface. That would be so awesome to be like, well, I ran the tests and I got this report, and then I could write back, okay, thanks. Please do this next thing, or like send me a screenshot. You know?
Yeah.
That would be.
Right.
All the convenience, none of the like local model or security problems. That would be great for me personally.
Yes, yeah. Basically being able to kind of guide things without having to be at the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that even that guy that wrote Gastown, even he had a blog post about AI burnout, which again, like I felt playing with this over the weekend because I was like, well, it just did this. Okay, now I could have it do this, and now I could have it do this, and like there was like another thing, and I was excited, and then I was like, in a blink of an eye, 2 hours were gone, and I was like, I have stuff to do. I don't want to. The Gastown guy wrote this blog post, which is basically like, let's live the promise of industrialization and only work 3 hours a day. Like, let's use these tools to be more productive instead of continuing to grind ourselves down on the the mill of capitalism.
Yeah.
So I could see that, like that would be so great, like a chat interface, and you just like have instrumentation in your tests and stuff, and you can just go off and like live your life. And you get a status update from your stupid agent. Like,
I'm dreaming of that. I'm not quite there yet, but I think I was starting to get there with a lot of the development I've done recently. The way that I really began to utilize it was just kind of like replacing the way I normally work with software, which is like you have a task or two, maybe a few that you want to accomplish for the day, and you figure out how to accomplish them. You check them off the list. And where that maybe used to take me, an entire day, a whole 8 hours maybe, with AI, sometimes I was taking less than an hour for the whole day's tasks, and so I was really starting to feel that dream come true, not fully, but start to come true, for like working shorter hours, but really getting the work done still, I think it's within reach.
Well, I mean, on the last episode, we talked about the Star Trek economy and the future of capitalism and everything. Like, even if we could physically do it, like, I don't know if there's job security in that, because like there's another engineer that would burn themselves out, and do, even if your output is like 10x what it is now and you're only working 3 hours a day, there's some dev that would show up and be like, well, I'll do it for even less, and my output will be like 50x, and then I don't know.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. Is this is a changing field. The ground is like changing right beneath us, and we're like having to keep our balance on top, right? Yeah. And so it's first, it's hard to predict where it's going to go, how it's going to turn out. But second, it's like, are we going to be happy with what it turns into, and how many more people are going to be more happy about it, or better equipped to work in that style? Have we kind of gotten so used to what we were doing before and depended on that staying true or staying the norm, that like maybe there's some room for concern as things evolve,
Yeah.
I feel like I get to worry a little bit less now that I'm like not officially employed by another company, But it is hard not to feel like, oh, is my career kind of going up in the wind right now,
Yeah. No, I feel a lot of people feel that existential dread. We had the 1-2 punch of like, COVID made it so everyone could work remotely. So, why not hire a dev team in Latin America or Asia or, even Eastern Europe, like, and save costs there. And now, okay, well, what if we do like we hire those engineers in Eastern Europe and also have them use Claude?
Right.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I guess I become a woodworker.
Maybe, but there's another part of me that feels like, I think we talked about this before. Maybe our way of doing things will continue, even though these faster ways of doing things start to crop up.
Yeah. I'm hoping.
Yeah. I mean, you can think of so many businesses that just prefer to do things the way they know, even if it's not the most efficient way. Family businesses, restaurants. They have their own way of doing things sometimes, and I'm sure the same can be true for software businesses, for people who've been around the block for a while. They know what works. They don't want to experiment with new stuff and see how it goes. They don't, even if there's like crazy benefits, they know what they like and they want to stick with that. Maybe that's where our jobs will stay.
Yeah. I mean, not every single business is a maximum profit maximizer.
Right.
the Accidental Tech podcast on their last episode from the week of February 9th. They did sort of a AI omnibus. They talked about the good and the bad and all this stuff. And then John Siracusa, whose opinion I respect, he reminded me of something that I had heard, I like knew of, but I had forgotten about, that like at every increase in accessibility for programming or software creation, the number of programmer jobs increased. So, you know, when you had to go down to the university and, you know, punch card, there were, I don't know, 1,000 software engineers.
Yeah.
And then they made a C compiler and you could type it in. And then there were like 10,000. And then they got more accessible languages. And then they got open source. And then they got web development. And then
Yeah.
And so like I am like I try to keep that in mind, that like I don't know where the ball is going. You know, I don't know where it'll land, but I gotta believe that there is just an insatiable demand for software.
Yeah, and that has definitely been true for a long time now. I think there were way more software jobs than there were software developers. In fact, sometimes I think some of the remote workers I worked with were working more than one job. I've suspected it, at least, you know.
So existential dread notwithstanding, back to Xcode.
Yes.
So summarizing my experience, first I tried the Xcode interface of the last version with the I think it was like the medium reasoning GPT-4.1, and like with just like free OpenAI ChatGPT.
Wait, is that an agentic model or
no? That was the old one I tried a few weeks ago. Where I was like, this is trash. This sucks. Then the next step was, as I described earlier, the Claude CLI. So with command line interface, agentic, you know, everything, I was able to give it information and goals. It made a project plan, told it to break the project plan apart. It implemented the project plan mostly until it got close to the end. And then it started putting in a bunch of multi-threaded stuff, and like, it was a mess. So we bailed out. So now finally we're up to the agentic and Xcode. So over the weekend I download 26.3 and I jump in and I connect it to my accounts and I start working on it. I say, okay, we're in the middle of, it's phase 4 is the phase that I was in. And I need like pick it up. You know, what do we need to do?
Sure.
And the results were bad.
Oh, wow.
And so I you know, I clicked around and I was like, what am I doing? Maybe there's like a little box at the bottom where you can select your reasoning level. So I was like, oh, it's on medium. I'll put it on high. Then I was getting timeouts. Every single request, it would just time out.
Okay.
And then I'm like,
back-end
well,
issue,
that's
maybe.
not good. So then I'm Googling and I'm like, what the heck's going on? And all the answers are from the old one. And then finally I say Google, but I use Kagi. I did an internet search and I was like, Xcode 26.3 agentic setup. And I was like, oh, you need to specifically connect to Codex or there's like in the preferences that you click in once to OpenAI and you can sign in. And then there's another thing that says Codex, and then you can check into that.
Yeah. And so, I think Claude's an option there as well.
Yeah, Claude is too. Unfortunately, I couldn't use Claude because I have a Claude account through my work, through my full-time employer, and Anthropic forces you to do a phone number verification. And so I can't create a personal account and I can't log in at home because it's a work account with single sign-on and it's locked down. And so I was locked out of Claude until I get a second number. Maybe I can create an account with my wife's phone number.
Okay.
Okay, so finally I'm like, this is it, Eureka. So I connect Codex and I close out, I delete my chat history, and then I start again. And I say, we're working on this. You know, assess the project. And David, it was incredible.
Oh,
It was because remember, like my command line interface with Claude, even that was on the last version of the agentic model, which came out, I don't know, a few months ago.
Yeah.
The versions that came out in the last 2 weeks are, I think the technical term is nuts.
Wow.
It was like bop, 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 scanning everything. Like, oh, I see your project plan. Okay, bop, 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 bop. Okay, this looks good. Okay, and like it's just filling up the side, and it's like analyzing, reading, da 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 da. And then it was this,
actually, that you're like highlighting a feature of these newer agents, AI agents. So it used to be that when they were working on your solutions and stuff, they would kind of say something like thinking or working or something like that.
Yeah.
A recent feature has been to bring to the surface exactly what they're doing every step of the way, so that instead of waiting for like 5 minutes and you get something that didn't work, you can see step by step as it's being generated. Exactly. And so it sounds like that's what you're experiencing, was like it was showing you exactly what it was working on as it went.
Yep. Yeah. And Apple did, I think, I mean, I can't really compare it to any other iOS development environment, but I think a good job integrating the agentic model. So it highlights the files that it's sort of looking at, that it's considering, that it's processing.
Wow.
It will highlight changes. I think you can set it to not automatically make changes, but I was just like, yeah, have fun, go for it. I have it like double backed up.
Sure.
And so it was this was like working with a maybe mid-tier entry-level colleague.
Really? Okay.
Not the best.
Sure.
But
might still have some different opinions on things.
Yeah. But it was it was like finish adding, this feature, being able to edit and create contacts in my contacts app. That's the use case for my adventure. And it did that, but every time I clicked the edit button, it crashed. And so I had to use my actual human brain because it was totally stumped. No matter what I did, it was like, okay, I fixed it. I added safety checks. I'm like, well, it still crashes. Okay, I fixed it. I added more safety checks, and it's just putting like exception handling where there are no exceptions. It's adding like main actor for like all over for reasons I don't understand.
Sure. So I was like, yeah, I've gone through a few of these loops. Yeah.
So, using my human brain, I went back to the last commit, and I said, well, here it is. The way that the contacts entitlements are set up, there's a separate entitlement for notes on a contact. And so I had deleted that feature previously. I had said, I don't want notes. I don't want to deal with that separate entitlement. Because you have to do something. I don't know what you have to do, but you have to do something.
Okay.
I was like, just delete notes. But in the project plan, it still said notes somewhere. So the codex had re-implemented it. And so I got rid of that. Was crashing the app. And I got rid of that. And I was like, okay, I fixed it. And it was like, okay, great. Thanks.
And it just worked after that?
Yeah. So I did. Awesome. I did still have to know about the Apple, like the ecosystem. I had to like read docs. I had to know about, actually I knew about that from the SDK from a long time ago, but like,
okay.
Like I still had to know how stuff worked a little bit.
Sure.
But
there's still a bit of value for like firsthand experience and knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm not totally, well, but I mean, besides that, I don't even know what any of the Swift UI code is. Like I've never written Swift UI. I didn't try to debug it. So I have effectively just YOLO'd, I don't know, 90% of the app. Like I understand the model code and the like authorization. I had to look at that. But everything, the view models, the views, all that. No idea what it does. No idea how it works.
Wow, that's true vibe coding.
Yeah.
Well, and how did based on as much as you have looked at it, how did it look? Was it like, did it seem good enough that you don't need to look at it, or is it kind of like maybe I'll clean this up later? Or
well, so this okay, well, the short answer is it looks fine. Like
Okay.
I skimmed the view models to see if there was any weird like multi-threaded stuff or like
Sure.
extra awaits or even warnings.
Sure.
Nothing like that. But
Okay.
in the console when the app is running, there was one error about I should have written this down. There was an error about requesting something off a contact or not requesting it.
Okay.
And so like the data it wasn't requested correctly and then it was accessed or something. And I just copied it from the console and I said, this happens when I edit the thing, fix it. And it went off and I don't know what it did. But I went back and then I clicked around and like no longer got that error in the console.
Nice. Wow.
And then there was another one that I think is I think it's a Swift UI thing. It was something about like the view mutating while updating.
Oh.
And there were tons of those. And so
wow.
I said, hey, when I'm clicking around, I see this, like fix that. And again, the bot, went off. It looked at some stuff and it said, oh yeah, totally. That was a problem in like the Swift UI code. So I fixed that now. Console's clean. And then I found this one thing where when I would search or change the sort order, I got an odd, I think it was an error in the collection view. See, I don't even know what it is because I didn't write this code.
Yeah.
And then again, it was like, oh, I see. Like, it was something about like the way it created an intermediate array before reapplying it to the table view or something. So like,
okay.
Totally like and then the cherry on top is console's clear, no build errors, no warnings. This project is clean. Wow. It runs. But when I hit save, it takes time. So I said, hey, my prompt was something like make this project as performant as you can be, and along the way clean up the code so it meets the highest standards. I want to be able to show this to Tim Cook.
Wow.
I don't know if that made a difference, but I thought I was entertaining myself at this point.
Sure.
But then, and then it went off and it like refactored a ton of stuff and it tightened up a bunch of code and it deleted some like duplicate stuff. And, and then I don't know what it did, but it made the save button work a lot faster.
Wow.
And so, I just, again, like, as I alluded to earlier, this was like 2 hours. And previously, I think this would have been like, I don't know, a day or two. And I was just like so excited. It was like a new toy. I was like, oh,
yeah.
What else can I do? Maybe,
right.
I could change the UI. I should
sure.
put in custom, keyboard shortcuts. Oh, yeah. Custom text fields.
Ooh. Wow.
But I bailed out at that point, and I was like, that's enough for today.
Yeah, at some point, you got to step away from the computer. Yeah. Oh, man. And so, this is interesting because, you're a manager of a team, is that right? Or is it a bit higher level than that?
I mean, yeah, sure.
And so,
but
as a manager of a team, could you imagine, like, I mean, like, you don't have to speak about where you're at currently, but could you imagine this replacing, some of the team members that you might have needed otherwise?
Well, this is where that existential dread comes in because, so the last place I worked for 2 years, the founders of the company were saying, AI, you got to use AI. And we, once a month, once a quarter, depending on the team or whatever, we would try like the state of the art. And I think it was valuable for code review. Like we plugged in Anthropic's model to code review. We gave it instructions. Our infrastructure DevOps guy did a tremendous job writing instructions for Claude. And that was valuable. But every time we tried things like this, code gen, it was was not good. It was like it didn't adhere to our standards. It didn't work. It didn't this. It didn't that. But at some point in the last, I don't know, quarter, like it just feels night and day, because now at my new job, we like so much of the stuff that's the output of programmers is not the actual code. It's like the project plan or the implementation. And so our power users are running like, I don't know, a couple like Claude sessions at the same time. They're working on different work trees and knocking out 5 things at once and opening these pull requests. And so to your question, whether or not we lay people off depends on the economic model of the company. So like, I can't speak for my bosses, but like, I think the plan is to get output, performance, productivity improvements with the team we've got, instead of cutting the team and getting basically the same amount.
Nice.
But even that, though, is unclear. Like, is this performance, this productivity sustainable? Are we making, everybody's worried about making just a ball of tech debt and then realizing 6 months from now, we have no idea what we did. Like,
well, if it's anything like your experience, it sounds like in 6 months from now, it'll just fix whatever tech debt is created.
I mean, that's what the AI boosters all say. They're like, don't worry about it. Future models will take care of it.
Wow, that is some. I'm glad you're working at a place that doesn't want to cut down on the amount of people hired, but instead wants to, get more productivity out.
I mean, I'm saying that now, but I mean, I don't know. This goes into the navel gazing and the existential dread, but like I don't know if it continue to get good, or if like we're at something of a plateau with code output. Like I still dip in and try it for like human text output, like documents, and I hate it. Like I hate that output for anything that a human has to read. Okay. But for code, like I could imagine a very near future now where why do you need a whole engineering team? You just need like 3 principals and a couple interns. Yeah. And that's
people who know how to steer direction.
Yeah. You just need maybe some firefighters in case you ship something terrible and you don't know what's going on. Like
you've mentioned that you haven't like done a whole lot of programming recently, having been in leadership for a long time now.
Yeah.
And so you're like getting back into it, and you've got basically a feature complete application just through interfacing with an AI.
Yeah.
That's wild.
There's a joke of like the CEO or the CTO goes away for a vacation and comes back with some like vibe coded monstrosity. Like,
oh, sure.
I could imagine that happening. I think everybody that's previously in leadership and like didn't have the time to code now, all of a sudden, like I mean, I haven't touched Swift in 10 years.
Okay.
In any meaningful way. Like, and all of a sudden I'm making an app. Like that's
yeah. And this is the kind of thing that makes you wonder if we'll even need to learn the programming language of any platform we're working on soon.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't have enough good ideas. Like, because I know how to deploy infrastructure. I know how to deploy websites.
Well, hey, if you're looking for a business partner or anything, and you've got a lot of extra time, we need to talk more, because my time has become limited. But I'm the kind of guy who I've got an unending list of ideas that continues to grow and grow each week. So let me know if you want to work on anything together.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, do you know? Hey, listeners, write in. Is there anybody that has like stats on App Store submissions? Every time I try to search for that,
grown.
Because I wonder if like, is the App Store like full of slop and garbage apps.
Oh,
like,
well, I think it has been for a long time.
Well, yeah, that's true. I forgot the App Store was over, 20 years ago.
Yeah, when you get past the front page, which isn't even full of the best apps,
Ugh, yeah.
But when you get past that and start searching for things, there's all kinds of half-baked apps out there. The funny thing is that like Apple's whole shtick for reviewing these apps is to make sure that they like maintain some level of quality. And you know what?
I know.
I don't know the Android store, so maybe it is a lot better than that, but at the same time, I've downloaded some apps that were just terrible and get deleted immediately,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super fun to hear about because I have been hesitant to get into the agentic coding stuff. Things like OpenAI Codex has existed in different forms. CLI, they've got their own web interface for it. It integrates with GitHub, so it doesn't even need to run on your computer. I've heard about this Claude thing, but the thing that I keep hearing is that there is a payment system for these tools, and that's kind of kept me at bay because I've got a $20 a month subscription with OpenAI, and I've been happy with the way that it's been working for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my hesitation has led me to kind of look around and see everyone's moving a little bit faster with these new coding tools. Even like it's only been a month and a half since I moved, and I feel like everyone's moved on from like the OpenAI and ChatGPT interface to the Claude code. Like that really hasn't been like the most popular one for that long,
Yeah.
And it's like things are just changing very quickly.
Yeah.
But one of my main hesitations, while things have been changing, is avoiding the cost of these more advanced models. Did you have to pay for any of the code that you generated with the agentic model? And I mean, beyond a normal subscription, like a $20 a month subscription?
Yeah, that is a great question. I was surprised pleasantly that the OpenAI $20 a month plan includes Codex with the like 5.2 super smart model that came out recently. Like,
so you're saying I already have access to it?
Yeah.
Oh man,
you install the new Xcode and get it to work.
Okay, wow.
I'm not sure about the Anthropic side because I'm stuck with this work account, but like as soon as I untangle that, I will figure that out.
Okay.
And some listener might be thinking right now, oh, but these prices are artificially low because everybody's trying to get market share, just like Uber and Airbnb a long time ago. And yes, that's true. And yes, AI, like as discussed, has a lot of downsides, but also it's $20 a month.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing that I've heard is that while it might feel artificially low, there's also I don't know, would you say an artificially high tier at like $200 a month, where they charge that higher price, but a lot of those users, the majority of those users, don't make use of everything they're paying for. Don't cost as much to have around as they're paying. And
I don't know about the unit economics for OpenAI, but I'd have to Google it. Didn't they say they had to have like a run rate of like $3 billion, $30 billion or something?
I have no idea.
$300 billion. Like there's no even though they're making billions of dollars right now, like it does not cover any of their expenses.
Yeah, so their expenses far exceed what they're making. Yeah.
At some point these companies get people hooked and then the market settles down and then they're like, okay, now you have to pay us $15,000 a month, or you have a business account.
But
you're gonna have to pay us $100,000.
That's no reason to not enjoy it right now. I think about the like movie pass days, right? $7 a month and you can watch all the movies in theaters that you want. Just because the price increased eventually doesn't mean it wasn't sweet times while it was $7 a month.
I'm right there with you. That's true.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a hypocrite because like I don't like I have like deep I have problems with the way these models are trained. Like they're scraping open source and they're scraping books and they're scraping music and art.
Yeah.
And like that makes me deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And as I said a minute ago, I would not use this for making images or making human readable text. But for programming, it's just so good.
Yeah, you I admire you and your ideals that I see kind of shining through pretty frequently,
Well, yeah,
because
I still pay $20 a month.
Sure, yeah, and I think there's an interesting tension there. For me personally, there doesn't need to be a resolution for that, and I love you the way you are, and so, but I do find it interesting, it's hard to be an idealistic person working with these AI tools because it does get dicey out there in terms of artist rights and intellectual property, because I mean, man, if you watch these OpenAI interviews when they start asking about, where they source this information, I've never seen people squirm more in an interview,
Yeah. Somebody on YouTube made just a supercut of OpenAI executive squirming.
That's great. I gotta
I'll see if I can find that if I remember to put it in the show notes.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so it sounds like, I mean, initially, I remember in the very beginning, you were kind of like skeptical about all of this. I honestly wasn't sure that you were even going to like it if you gave it more of a try. Yeah. But you gave it more of a try and you started to like it more. You made some more progress. And now it sounds like you've been genuinely, kind of, you've reached that this is nuts moment, how much it's able to accomplish. Before I asked you if you were a believer, you said you were always a believer, but like now I'm gonna ask, do you feel like this is the way to go? Do people need to like start using this now? Is this what people should be getting into if they're in the programming space?
For an established engineer who is, mid to late career, there's no hesitation. Like, definitely dig into these. Use them. See what you can do. See what you like. See what you don't like.
That sounds like a strong, semi-strong recommendation.
Yeah. I mean, these. I don't know the exact timeline, but like, like I described earlier, I was at the last job. It was all hype. And then I took the summer off, started poking around for myself.
Apparently it's a long time in AI days.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, do you remember just a couple weeks ago, everyone was like, oh, Gemini 1, Gemini's the best model now.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I mean, a couple of weeks ago, Claudebot was barely breaking news, and now it's legendary.
Exactly.
And now it's
everything
sold.
In the span of a few weeks. He works,
Right.
That guy last week is blogging about how it's the end of white collar work. Like these new models are so good. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so I think I feel the existential dread or the dread around work that you mentioned, and that is exactly why I've started my own business instead of pursuing with a lot of energy a new job. It's because when I got into software, I was thinking that it was going to be something that was going to be a forever job, that I'd be able to kind of work on until retirement. And when I started to feel like that wasn't true, it's almost like, where did my future go? I kind of had to come up with something else that could fill that role, There's a part of me that's like, hey, maybe AI will save us from having to work at all, and I'm worrying for no reason. But there's also a part of me that's like, if my bread and butter, software development is not going to make me money, or is potentially going to be like so easy that no one will be willing to pay me. What maybe I need to have something else to fall back on, and that really was the motivation behind just starting my own business, because I can't say with confidence that like if I was running a company and I only needed like a team of like 10, 20 people maximum, and maybe they're all product managers, like it depends on how many software products I'd even have. Would I be willing to have like a whole team of software developers? And I think economically you just kind of can't do that, You can't avoid the fact that like businesses have to be profitable. If the restaurant isn't making money, it doesn't matter like how many people love it and enjoy going there, If they're losing too much money, that restaurant's going to disappear. So there's some kind of incentive to kind of go in this direction. That doesn't mean that I'm 100% confident that software developer jobs are going away or anything related, including leadership. But it has given me enough pause and concern, enough insecurity, that I've at least already made the decision to look for an alternative path,
I think I share that combination of the heady mix of cynicism and optimism, because like it could be good, but also you can't fight market forces. Like not in the system we have.
Right.
Maybe I can go over to France and riot with them. That'd be nice.
It's very romantic idea.
It's so great. Yeah, get up, have a croissant, a latte, and train a what do they call it? A fair AI, like train a new model.
Wow. I really do wonder what the future is gonna look like.
So I don't know. The gap for me, the thing that I keep coming back to is like, I know how it works already.
Okay.
Like, internet, website, software as a service, apps. Like I've built, deployed, maintained, led teams to do the same. Like, so same as, not the same as leading a team, because a team is humans with hearts and feelings, and they learn and they grow. But like leading a army of bots, if I hadn't already done it, I don't know how it would ever smell bullshit. Like if Codex comes back and I'm like, hey, can you deploy this app? And it's like, yeah, sure, I can deploy it. And it deploys it and it's insecure, or like, I don't know, just throws it on an open S3 bucket somewhere. Like, if I didn't already know what I know, how would I know?
Well,
what's your answer to this?
I would argue that those are still, important things to be aware of, but now the path to learning those lessons is going to look a little different,
Yeah.
People are going to get into it for the first time and release, maybe a few apps since they're so easy to make now. Maybe one of them will get popular and someone will say, hey, the security on this sucks. Look at what I can do to hack it. But now, that's the point where they're going to meet that friction, and now they've got a reason to look into that specific, thing more, that specific topic. And then they talk to their AI about it, and suddenly they've got their own, newly developed sniff test for, hey, did I, consider these security risks? I think we've learned some of these lessons in the old-fashioned way now. And now there's going to be a new-fashioned way that other people learn it, and maybe it's a bit easier, I kind of think of it in terms of like internet etiquette too, We've had to learn so many things that way just by interacting with people online, maybe through social networks and things, and you learn how to get along with people or not. Some people don't even care to get along; they just become really advanced trolls or something.
Yeah.
The people find their way just by putting themselves out there, and it seems like that's probably going to be true for these new developers too, these new vibe coders. I have to assume. I don't know.
Did we switch roles today? You seem very optimistic.
Well, I'm not sure that makes me optimistic about things. I'm just trying to be realistic about the trajectory of things.
Yeah. But even as you describe, like, there'll be new ways of learning, like, just like when maybe not just like, but like when Wikipedia came out, there was this fear, like, oh, people, you can't trust Wikipedia. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah,
But it's just as good as any other encyclopedia. Like, it's a perfectly. You don't have to go to the library. Internet research is pretty good.
Yeah, you got to look at the sources.
Yeah.
Click through.
Yeah. I don't know. You were even like, oh, now you have calculators. Kids won't ever learn math, and like,
right.
Kids still learn math.
Absolutely.
Here and
there. Yeah. Yeah, and even more, calculators are a professional tool today. Experts are using them, and there's no doubt experts will be using AI too.
Yeah. It's just different. Calculators have their limits, right? So you can do arithmetic for sure, and you can do trigonometry, lots of stuff. Mm-hmm. But at a certain point, like, I don't know, linear algebra, differential equations, like at that point, calculator won't really work. But then I remember that we have MATLAB, and MATLAB can do a lot of that stuff too. So
okay.
and I don't know. I have no idea how good specific mathematical models are.
Oh.
Do LLMs do math yet? I don't know.
I don't think. Well, yeah, it may have gotten a lot better recently. I haven't seen anything on LLMs and math recently, so I don't know how good it is today. But the last time I looked at it, the problem was that LLMs were not logically solving problems. Exactly. Even though they could try to explain it in a logical way. But they were just kind of referencing still old answers, they weren't really doing the actual math. That doesn't mean that they were always, spitting out useless answers. A lot of times they still come up with something very useful, but yeah, when all of your output is based on what has existed before, as opposed to actually being able to do addition, it's a tricky thing. That said, I think there's been all kinds of solutions that have come up in between. So maybe LLMs don't have to do the math. Maybe they can call on their own calculator instead,
Exactly, yeah. Even if you give a MATLAB MCP server to your bot, then you're off to the races. And you too can do linear algebra without doing linear algebra.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All the LLM needs to know is oh, this is a problem that can be solved by a calculator. Call that function. Yeah. I'm curious to try out the agentic coding stuff.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm seeing that you can really zoom out to a higher level now. And it does well. So here's the part that still remains a bit iffy for me. I like to get my hands dirty, I like to decide exactly what the design's gonna look like and what the interaction should be. It's hard for me to just say make it good, and maybe it comes up with something a general audience would say, yeah, that's good, but I don't know if that would be enough for me, especially, as nitpicky as I can get. I went to art school, so, learning how to do art critiques, they make you super nitpicky,
Yeah.
What's the tilt in that photograph for? What's the message behind that? You get really an AI model is not going to like consider things at that level, especially it's never going to be able to match your own lived experience. And so the tension is, how much can I take advantage of these awesome tools that clearly everyone else is going to be taking advantage of, while still being able to have that firm grip on the creative side of things, you know? I don't know if I can have both things, or maybe I just have to decide where I have those things, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm excited to see you get your hands dirty with it, install 26.3 and remember to connect to codecs and
Right.
then try it out, because you don't there's no rule that says you have to have it make a project plan and then implement it iteratively. You could, skeleton your files and say, or write me tests or fill out these functions, or I don't know, like, it'll, we'll see how you use it and what the results you get. Cause it's such a weird malleable tool that does, does all sorts of stuff in weird ways. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I've heard of a great workflow that's been kind of boiling to the surface. It's basically use these AI models to get something functional, even though it's not very good looking, and then spend time a little more closely with each screen until you get it looking the way that you want it to.
Yeah.
Until it looks good enough. The thing is, like, the people who I see, showing you how to do this are not really like designers and artists themselves,
Oh yeah.
They're more like consumers who like this looks good enough, or this looks like trash to me, but like, for example, I think the way that I'd have to talk to the AI model is like, all right, I want a screen and I want a couple buttons at the bottom, and when you tap one of those buttons at the bottom, I want that button to swell and take up the rest of the screen and then present the next screen with the theme of that button's color. And that's a very like granular way to explain it, but if you just said like, hey, just make a nice transition for me, it probably wouldn't come up with that specifically,
Yeah. I mean, I mean, that's a great example. Like, I wonder, I mean, an animated transition between view controllers is programmable, so it is possible.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like, how do you describe motion? Can you give it? I don't know if the Xcode agentic thing works well with like screen comps, because I know with using Claude previously, I could give it images or really crappy drawings and be like, do this, and it somehow had a concept of being able to turn that into Swift UI code.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know what the limits of that are, or what the strengths or weaknesses are.
Right, yeah, like if you get too specific, does it just lose the ability to do what you want? Does it keep trying to do something else that it has been considered generally good,
Yeah.
Yeah, very curious to see. So I'll have to give it a try, and then maybe I can update here. My days of coming out of the move and settling into parenthood are still settling, but I'm finding more structure and more routine, and so I'm excited to get back into a regular coding routine again too.
That'll be nice.
Are you curious about my parenting schedule? Basically, what I'm looking at every day is like 3-hour rounds where the babies need to be fed and changed. That takes about an hour, and then I have 2 hours to myself before it all starts over again.
Oh man.
3, 6, 9, and 12 repeating. And so the trick for me has been how it used to take me like an hour just to like settle in and get a good idea of what I wanted to do on programming. How am I supposed to do that? But I'm starting to think of these 2-hour rounds as like in quarters of like 30 minutes. Like, what can I accomplish every quarter before I like have to step away again? And I think programming is one of those fields that really benefits from doing some work, stepping away, and coming back to it.
Yeah.
And so it's settling. The routine is forming. We'll see how well I can work with it, but Yeah, excited to get back to a normal coding schedule again soon.
I mean, this might be the perfect time for some throwaway, just playing in the LLM space, playing
Yeah.
in the agentic interface.
Mm-hmm.
You could, you're like, oh, it's feeding time. I gotta do something. So you just say, hey, agent, try to build an app that does some stuff, then walk away for a
Oh,
little while and come back, see if it did anything.
that's right, because it takes some time, right? Does it still take like up to like 5 minutes if you plan high level enough?
Oh yeah, yeah. It took a while. Like
Okay.
with
Okay.
that refactor task I described earlier, I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
clicking around and reading articles for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so as it chomped away at it. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Thanks for that piece of knowledge. Because yeah, I can definitely just throw something at it and be busy for a while.
Yeah. See what
Um,
happens. See if you get anything good out of there.
See, this is a great thing about chatting with you, even in podcast form, is that you're helping to fill in some gaps for me. I did not realize I already had access to the agentic model, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I also didn't realize how much time it really needed. Maybe it fits my parenting schedule a little better than I thought. So
Yeah. We'll see.
yeah, I'll have to give it a
But yeah,
try.
you got, on your list of priorities, I think agentic agentic playgrounds fall a little bit further down on the list.
Yeah, we'll see. At some point I've got to start making some money, pulling my weight over here, so maybe we'll see.
Yep.
Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm kind of curious. Would you have a lot of faith in one of these agentic workflows, bringing that to an existing project, or do you think it's best starting fresh?
It depends. Like, at my jobby job, my full-time job,
Mm-hmm.
we have a code base that goes back in some form or another for 13 years, I think.
Okay.
Um, and so there are, um, before I started, there were architectural changes to better support um, LLM development,
Mm-hmm.
using these agentic bots.
Mm.
But the again, like this is like, it's the last time I tried this thing was just a couple weeks ago, and already it's changed again. The
Mm.
models are so good that like previously, even just a few weeks ago, I would have said like, oh, you really want to like good programming practices for the model for the
Mm.
agentic thingamajig is the same as good programming processes in general. You want like modular clean code, you want to like
Oh, sure.
keep it dry,
Yeah.
you want appropriate abstractions, because then
Mm-hmm.
it's easier for the bot to like, make targeted changes.
Mm-hmm.
um but now like it's really, I mean, like, technically, I threw a half completed project at it
Mm-hmm.
when I went from the Claude command line to the agentic thing built into Xcode.
Okay.
And it has no problem reasoning about the code base. And,
Awesome.
same deal at work. Really no problem reasoning about the code base.
Okay.
Even the old crusty parts, it still,
Mm.
churns through it and makes sense of it. So,
Got it. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll keep that in mind too, because I was a little bit curious how well it'd handle architecture that it didn't develop itself.
yeah.
Um. All right. Cool. Well, AI coding taking over, and we're fully submitting to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're giving in, but
There was
hopefully for the better.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Better for people, better for the economy.
Better for our own security and
Yeah, human.
job. Yeah.
Better.
For our own survival. Thanks for listening to this episode of the NSCoder Chicago podcast. My name is David.
And my name's Sean. NSCoder Chicago is a monthly meetup. We get together on the last Tuesday of every month to talk about all things Apple, focused mostly on the developer experience and building apps for their platforms. But everybody's welcome. We can talk about just about anything you like. Usually there's a presentation, some pizza, and some conversation. More information is available at nscoder-chicago.com. You can also find us on Meetup. You want to RSVP there. Look for NSCoder Chicago or Apple Meetup on meetup.com, and you'll find us there.
And maybe it's worth mentioning, do we have any presenters for the next one yet?
It's either going to be a presentation about lies your manager tells you, or here's an insane thing Claude Code built.
Ooh, okay, those sound interesting. And those don't have to be the only presentations, right?
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm getting at is, for any of the listeners out there, if you'd like to present something, if you're super passionate about a topic related to iOS, tech, whatever, I give a presentation on design, you guys are welcome to do that here. So feel free to bring your favorite topic to nerd out on in presentation form, or just to chat with other people.
Yeah, we'd love to see it.